back to my channel. My name is Vanessa and today I'll be guiding you through a fun full body flow, focusing a little bit on twists, some hip openers sprinkled throughout. Take it at your own pace. I'll offer you plenty of variations to pick and choose from, and at the same time you can always challenge your practice and throw in anything you'd like to work on. Let's get started on our mats. We'll get started today in your favorite shape of stillness. This could be cross-legged or kneeling or seated on a block. Close your eyes, allow your palms to rest on the knees, facing up or down, your choice. Sitting as tall as you can in your shape and just drawing the shoulders back and away from your ears to open up through the chest. And allow that breath to flow freely through the body. Taking this time right now to ground down into the present moment and to completely let go of thoughts of the past, let go of thoughts of the future. Take this time to focus on your breath. How does it sound? How does it feel today? Start to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale, creating a steady rhythm within your breath. And then tuning into that breath rhythm as you're flowing, as you're transitioning, as you're holding the postures, even as you're resting, and noticing ways you can slow down the breath. Keep that rhythm going and really allow it to power your practice and your movement today. We'll take a few more breaths here in stillness. And then we'll take our palms together at the chest. Bowing the head down, we'll open our practice with one breath together. Take a big breath in through the nose. And through your mouth, exhale. Start to blink your eyes open with a couple of blinks. And then bring your arms down by either side. On your next inhale, the arms will sweep up, will lengthen towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, we'll take a twist to the right side. So left hand to the right knee, right fingertips behind you. Maybe you're gazing over the right shoulder. Keeping that length within your spine, hugging the belly muscles in, that slight puff of the chest. One more breath. And as you release, inhale, arms will sweep up. As you exhale, we'll go over to the opposite side. So right hand to the left knee, left fingertips behind you. Really taking that twist deeper by engaging your belly muscles rather than pulling on the knee with the right hand. One more breath. And release. Inhale, arms will sweep up, and as you exhale, just bring the fingertips out in front of you. Now you can hold here for today, or maybe you walk your hands further into a deeper fold. Doesn't have to be your deepest fold to start out the class in. Just take it to a place where you feel that stretch in the hamstrings and the low back. Just let that exhale do the work to open you up. Draw the shoulders back. Notice if you're tensing them up by your ears. And we'll take one more breath in this shape. Big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly start to walk your hands back. Inhale to sweep the arms up one more time. And as you exhale, we'll gently roll over the shins, the knees, or you can roll over to the side to find your way onto all fours in your tabletop shape. And we'll just get started with our alignment. So shoulders are stacked above the wrists, nice flat back, knees hip distance. On your inhale, dip the belly down, open up through your chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, hug the belly in, round your spine up, tuck in your chin. Inhale to open up for a cow pose, drawing the shoulders back, long neck. Exhale for cat pose, hugging the belly in, pushing the mat away. Inhale, moving into that back bend. Exhale, hugging in. Couple more rounds. Inhale to open up, slight bend in the elbows. Exhale, hugging everything in. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, we'll find our neutral flat back again. We're gonna step the right toes to the back of the mat, curling them under. You can always tuck this knee back in at any point if that feels better for you. And then on your next inhale, the left arm will sweep up towards the ceiling, really grip through the right hand. As you exhale, moving slow to take that left arm underneath the right armpit and to thread the needle. So that left shoulder might touch down. Now from here, you can keep the right hand in front of your face, or maybe we challenge our balance by reaching the right hand up. And maybe you take that hand behind your back. The belly muscles are engaged here. We have a press through the left shoulder just so the neck isn't sinking down towards the mat. One more breath. And then if the hand's behind your back, just bring it back down in front of your face. And as you inhale, the left arm will sweep up and we're gonna hold right there. Now we're gonna take that left hand behind our head so the elbow's pointing up. You're welcome to keep these right toes on the mat, or if you want a little bit more, we're gonna see if we can hover them up, maybe point through the toe. Now take one breath in, and as you exhale, knee to elbow through center underneath the belly. Inhale to open up that elbow again, step the right foot back or lift it. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, opening up, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. We hold here for 3, 2. Now on 1, just bring that left hand back down and we're gonna step the right foot forward to the front of the mat. However you'd like to shimmy that foot forward, knee above the ankle. You can grab those blocks at any time if that feels good for you to frame that foot. It'll help you get out of that compression if this just feels a little too tight to start. From here, press through the right foot, and as you inhale, the arms will sweep up into our low lunge. Keep that press through the right foot just so we're keeping everything active in the hips, really building that warmth in the thigh. Draw the shoulders back and away from your ears to create that space, low belly hugging in. Take one breath in, and as you exhale, cactus the elbows, open up through the chest. You can tip the chin up, and on your next exhale, the hands will touch back down towards the mat, and we'll shimmy back into our half split. So just walking the hands back, straightening out that right leg. And again, you can also grab those blocks, place them underneath the hands for a little bit of a lift up here, if that feels better for your half split. And the leg doesn't have to be super straight. There can be a pretty deep bend in that right knee. So just take it to a place where you feel that stretch. And the more you might flex your ankle and your toes towards your face, the more of a stretch you might find, and then just draw the chest forward to lengthen the spine. You can also take it deeper by bending into your elbows. And we'll hold here for a couple of breaths, just really finding that space in the hamstring. And release, lunging forward, hands to the front of the mat, shoulder width. We'll curl the toes under in the back and step into high plank. You can bring your knees down at any point, so the shoulders are above the wrists in our high plank. It's very similar to our tabletop shape, and we're pushing with the toes to push our weight forward. Separate the shoulder blades, very similar to that cat pose. One more breath in, and as you exhale, gently drop the knees down, shift back into a quick child's pose. Just one breath here. Big breath in. And big breath out. And slowly I'll meet you back up. In your tabletop, take your time, find your alignment. We'll go right into that other side. So the left toes are gonna step back, curling them under, and on your next inhale, the right arm will sweep up, lengthening, and as you exhale, move slow, right arm underneath the left armpit. So that right shoulder might touch down, right side of the head, you can hold right there, or again, you can find an arm variation with that left arm, maybe take it behind your back, reaching for the hip crease. Holding here, and keeping that press through the right shoulder, again, just to keep that space between our neck and the mat. One more breath. And let's release that left hand back down in front of the face. And as you inhale, the right arm will sweep back up. We'll hold right there. Right hand behind the head, so the elbows pointing up. And again, you can keep the toes on the mat or hover that left leg, maybe point the toes. Take one breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow through center. Inhale to open up the shape, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, tap, and we hold for 3, 2, On one, right hand back down on the mat. We'll step the left foot to the front. Take your time stepping forward. Your practice can be slower or faster than my cues. Grab those blocks if you need. And when you're ready, press through the left foot. Inhale, arms will sweep up into low lunge. Again, just keeping active through that left foot. So even if you can sink down all the way, I want you to keep that press up. One more breath in, and on the exhale, we'll cactus the elbows, lift up through the chest, through the rib cage, and as you exhale, hands touch down in front of you, moving into our half split, just moving slow. This side could be a lot tighter than that other side, so as you walk your hands back, just noticing the difference between both sides. Maybe you didn't use those blocks on the other side and the side's just asking for it. And then again, just flex your ankle, your toes towards your face to really get deeper into that stretch. And you can also bend into the elbows, take the shape further. Let's hold for a couple more breaths. And release, lunging forward, hands down, shoulder width. We'll step back into that high plank, holding for 3, 2. On your exhale, downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back. And just finding your first downward dog, maybe of the day. From here, the feet are about hip distance or wider if that feels good. Hands are gonna stay at shoulder width. And you're welcome to pedal out the legs if you'd like. Bend each knee in, press the opposite heel down, or sway the hips from side to side. Any sort of movement that might feel good here. And then if you're holding your downward dog still, just keeping a slight bend or even a deep bend in the knees, and really pushing with all 4 corners of your palms, pushing the mat away from you just to find that length in the arms, that strength in the arms, and really send that weight towards the back of your mat, towards the heels. Let's all take a big breath in, and a big breath out. From here, we'll lift up through the heels, bend the knees and look forward. You can step, you can jump, you can walk all the way to the front of your mat. Once you get there, half lift as you inhale, hands come to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise up to stand, arms will sweep up above you. As you exhale, take your hands through center and down by your sides. Inhale, arms will sweep up, lengthen. As you exhale, forward fold, lead with your chest. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward, hands touch down, shoulder width, step back into high plank. Now from here, take a breath in, and as you exhale, knees touch down, shift forward, modified chaturanga. Elbows are squeezing the rib cage. Inhale to open up into a little baby cobra, baby back bend. And as you exhale, you can use your knees to lift up and back for downward dog. So that was the modified version of our vinyasa flow. Anytime that pops up, that plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog sequence, you can always modify and bring your knees down for those chaturangas. You can do the full version with your knees up, or you can just skip it and step right on back into your downward dog. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Lifting up through the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or jump lightly to the front. Half lift as you inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up to stand. Arms will sweep up above you. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift as you inhale. Fold, exhale. And from here, we'll move into chair pose. Bend the knees, and as you inhale, arms will sweep forward and up. So we're kind of sitting in an invisible chair. Feet can be together or hip distance. Same with the thighs. Nice long spine, tucking in the low belly. Drawing out the low back. Now we're gonna go right into some balancing on one foot. So get a good grip through that left foot. And as you come up to stand, the right knee will lift up with you, hands to the chest. Try and flex your right ankle. If that doesn't feel good, you can also point the toe. But whenever that foot is up in the air, I want you to think about doing either of those things. So either flexing or pointing, just so everything is working together. Find your focal point, something that isn't moving. One more breath in. And now on the exhale, we're gonna tip forward to step that right foot back and reach for our mat. Trying to move slow, see how slowly we can step that foot down, hands touch down, slide the left leg up and back as you inhale into your 3-legged dog. So just sending that left leg up, still pushing with the palms to find that length. And just like I said before, when that foot is up in the air, I want you to think about either pointing or flexing the ankle. This applies to a lot of poses. One more breath here. And as you exhale, we'll step forward between our palms and set up for high lunge. Inhale, arms will sweep up above you. So again, take your time flowing through the sequence. Follow your own breath, your own rhythm. In our high lunge, the left hip is pulling back, the right hip is pressing forward. So we really find that squared hip, low belly hugging in towards the spine. One more breath here and we'll open up for warrior two. Pivot the back heel down, opening the chest to the right side, really long arms here. Pulling in opposite directions, and that front knee is opening outwards, so you really get the stretch on the inner thigh. Maybe gazing just past those left fingertips. And from here, we'll flip the front palm, reverse our warrior two, and come back through warrior two, left elbow, left thigh, right arm up and over the ear, extended side angle. So just creating a really long line on that entire right side of the body. Trying not to rest so much weight on that elbow to thigh connection. It should feel like you can release that left hand forward. Opening up the chest a little further by drawing that right shoulder open. You can always take this further by reaching for your mat with the left hand or for your block. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then we'll lift back up for warrior two. From here, straighten the front leg, reverse your triangle, moving into our full triangle, our full trikonasana. Left hand reaching forward. And then as you exhale, left hand to the inner left shin, right arm reaches up. You can also bring that hand onto a block if you're working on your triangle shape. And there can be a slight bend or a deep bend in both knees. It can be very similar to that extended side angle we just did. Again, open up through the chest. Notice if you're curving into that left side. Try and lengthen it as much as the right. One more breath here, and then we'll lunge into the front knee to lift us back up for warrior two. Reverse your warrior two. And on your exhale, cartwheel the hands back down towards the mat. The back heel will lift up so the toes face forward, right knee drops. Right hand's gonna stay down, left arm's gonna sweep up for our low twist. Just holding here, stacking that left shoulder on top of the right, really reaching that left arm up. You don't have to look up if it hurts your neck. You can always look forward or down. One more breath. And now from here, that hand that's up in the air is gonna go to the low back, just on that left hip. As you inhale, press through the left foot to reach the right arm up, still facing the left side. Now you can hold here, or as you exhale, push the hip forward, reach that right arm up and over, reversing the shape. Just taking it into a deeper lunge here, really stretching out the right side body. And as you exhale, hands touch back down. We're gonna lift up the back knee to slide that left leg up and back into three-legged dog, and maybe you bend the knee, open up your hip here, point that knee up high. You can gaze under the left armpit, challenge your balance. And on your next exhale, left knee to left elbow in plank, maybe you tap. Inhale for three-legged dog, and as you exhale, step forward between your hands. Right foot travels to the front as well. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose. Inhale, bend through the knees, arms reach up. We're back in our chair, our Utkatasana. We're gonna go into that other side, into that standing balance. So start to get a good grip through the right foot. And on your inhale, coming up to stand, hands to the chest, left knee lifts up. Find your focal point. And the shape should feel kind of like you're standing on both feet. So trying not to lean so much weight into that right foot. One more breath, and on the exhale, we'll tip forward. We're gonna step back and reach for the mat. Once we touch down gently, we'll slide that right leg up and back for three-legged dog. So just sending that right leg up, feeling that glute, that hamstring engage to lift the leg up a little higher. And on your next exhale, we'll step that foot between our palms for high lunge. Inhale, arms sweep up. Very similar to our plank pose, we're trying to find that push off the back toes. And it's okay if you have kind of a deep angle, but if you can find that push, it's really gonna help stabilize and distribute that weight evenly between both feet. One more breath. Warrior two, back heel pivots down, opening the chest to the left. Arms pulling in opposite directions, and they're so strong, I should be able to press on your hands, and you should be able to resist that weight. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior two. Back through warrior two, right elbow, right thigh, left arm up and over the ear, extended side angle. Really finding that length through the arm and through the fingertips as well. So notice if you're resting that arm on your face, just try and keep that length. Notice if you're resting your head on the right shoulder, find that space between your limbs. Open up the chest, and again, you can always go deeper in this shape, reaching for the mat. One more breath. And slowly lift back up for warrior two. Straighten the front leg, flip the front palm, reverse your triangle. And as you exhale next, reaching forward and down with the right hand to the inner shin or a block, left arm sweeping up. Long side bodies, slight bend in both knees. I know it's tempting sometimes to lock into the knees in this shape, but I want you to keep that slight bend or even a deep bend. One more breath. Lunging forward to help us lift back up for warrior two. We'll reverse our warrior two again. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Lift up the back heel so the toes face forward. Left hand stays down as the back knee drops. Right arm sweeps up for our low twist. Keep breathing. Find your breath. Trying to stack right shoulder on top of the left. One more breath here, and then take that right hand to your low back, that hip. As you inhale, press through the right foot to reach the left arm up, and again, you can just hold here. Or as you exhale, we'll challenge our balance and reach that left arm up and over, reversing the shape, pushing the right hand into the hip to help keep space in the low back. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down. We're gonna sweep that right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up your hip. You can gaze under your right armpit. One big breath in, and as you exhale, right knee to right elbow, plank. Inhale, sweep that leg back up, and as you exhale, we'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, left foot outside of the left hand, and then we'll sink the hips down. Maybe you're seated on a block, moving into our malasana shape. So the elbows are at the knees, palms together at the chest. The toes are facing outwards, and my feet are pretty wide on the mat here. And then think upward facing dog with the chest. So really opening up the shape. It should feel like you can stand up from this position. Now you're welcome to hold here if you want a little bit more. We're gonna work on some ankle mobility, some toes. We're gonna lift up the right heel onto the ball of the foot and come back down. Maybe that left heel lifts up and come back down. Maybe you lift up one heel at a time or both lift up. We're on our tippy toes in our malasana shape for 3, 2, on 1. Heels touch down. Now from here, bring your hands back down, shoulder width apart. We're gonna see if we can jump back into either our downward dog or our chaturanga. So push through the palms, lift the hips up. Maybe you're going for that chaturanga or down dog. And then open up into your upward dog or cobra with an inhale. As you exhale, find your way up and back into downward dog. Once you're there, big breath in and big breath out. One more breath. Big breath in and big breath out. On your next inhale, the right leg's gonna sweep up and back for three-legged dog, just sending that right leg up. And as you exhale, right knee to right elbow and plank. Maybe you tap. Inhale, three-legged dog, and as you exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale for three-legged dog, exhale, stepping forward between the palms. High lunge, inhale, arms reaching up. Now as you exhale, we're gonna sweep the arms back and lean forward into runner's lunge. Find that push off the back toes. Belly's not resting on the right thigh. This is gonna be a great transition into our warrior 3. You might have 2 blocks set up at the front of your mat, or maybe you step in a little closer, tip forward, and that left leg lifts right up into your warrior 3. So really think about lifting that leg up higher than you think you can go. Hands can come to the chest if that feels better. Chest and top of the left thigh, parallel to the ground. And again, that foot's up in the air, so either flex the ankle or point the toe. Keep breathing, one more breath. And then we're gonna keep balancing on that right foot, coming up to stand. So bend the left knee in. It's okay if that foot touches down for a break, and lift the knee up high. Again, find your focal point here. Now from here, the right hand to the left knee, left hand starts to pull behind you, twisting the chest towards the left side. Very similar to that seated twist we did in the beginning. So rather than pulling on your knee to find that twist, really use your belly, your core, to take it deeper to that left side, and don't rely on that hand to knee bind. One more breath. And then from here, we're gonna release the left hand up, right hand up as well. We're gonna flex the left ankle and find crisscross legs. So stepping the left foot outside of the right foot. So the feet are in this crisscross shape. Maybe the edges of the feet are touching. And if you have hyperextensive legs like me, that back leg might be flamingoing out. Just pull it back in. Squeeze your thigh together, your knees together, so there's no spaces between your legs. Now, as you exhale, take your hands through center. You're welcome to hold here today, or we're gonna slowly add in maybe a baby fold, maybe a half fold. Maybe you're taking it into a deeper fold. But just be aware of that back knee. We don't want it to start locking and buckling out. We want to keep that connection, knees together, really feeling that burn in the right calf muscle right now. And slowly start to lift back up. From here, find that grip in the right foot. We're gonna lift up the left knee and then tip forward. Again, stepping that foot back, reaching for the mat. We've done this before. Once the hands and that foot touch down, right knee to the nose, point the toe back, just giving that ankle a little bit of a moment. And then we'll move into our wild thing. So gently stepping the right foot behind the left leg, you'll turn onto the edge of the left foot. And then once it touches down, inhale to lift that right arm up and over the ear, lifting up through the chest, finding our heart opener. One more breath in, and as you exhale, we're gonna step that right foot back to the front. Move slow, like you're moving through a side plank. Maybe you're reaching for the mat with the right hand, or just taking that knee up and stepping. And once you get there, we'll just heel toe that foot out so the hands are on the inside, and gently drop the back knee down into our lizard lunge. And you can always grab that block, place it in front of you to lift up a little higher, or you can use it as a nice middle point for your forearms if you want to work on taking the shape a little deeper. You can also open up through that right thigh, maybe gaze over the right shoulder. And if it's in your practice, you're welcome to bend the back knee and reach for that foot with your right hand. And just keeping our lizard shape really active here. So rather than kind of hanging out and sinking towards the mat, anything that's touching the mat is helping you push away, just to help open up through the chest, open up the shoulders, keep the hips, the hamstrings active in our flexibility. Let's take one more breath. And then if you have that back foot, just release it, tuck the knee back in. From here, we're gonna heel toe that right foot to the center and step the left foot to meet the right. And once you get there, we're gonna lift up onto our tippy toes and sink the hips down, thighs squeeze together. Now you can keep your hands on block or mat, or see if you can take your hands to your chest. And we're just in our tiptoe balance. Again, just working the ankles, the toes a little deeper. Lengthen the spine, and again, it should feel like you can stand up from this shape. One more breath here. And on your exhale, hands touch down, lift up your hips, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, arms will sweep up above you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, hands touch down, step or jump back, find your way to downward dog. You can flow through that chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale to press through the tops of the toes, take yourself back into downward dog. And find your breath, big breath in and out. Inhale, left leg sweeps up and back for three-legged dog. As you exhale, left knee, left elbow, plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right, twist. Inhale, sweep the leg up, and as you exhale, stepping forward between your palms, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge, sweep the arms back. Just firing up the core here, really long spine. Arms are opening up the chest in our core-based shape. And then we're gonna transition to our warrior three. Again, you can step in closer with that foot, or maybe you just pop off those toes, tip your weight forward and lift that right leg up. Again, higher than you think you can go. And it's okay if that foot touches down for a break and you lift it back up. Hands can come to the chest or to your blocks. Slight bend in that standing leg, even if it's shaking, maybe even a deep bend. One more breath in. And we're gonna keep balancing. So bend the right knee in as you come up to stand, lift it up in front of you. And then once you find your balance on that left foot, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you, opening the chest to the right side, challenging our balance here with this hand to knee shape. Keep this shape in mind for the next chunk of sequence coming up. It's gonna pop back up and you can do this variation. From here, we're gonna find those crisscross legs. So right hand reaches up, left hand reaches up, so we turn our chest forward, flex the ankle, step that foot to the outside of the left foot. So just crossing that right leg in front of the left, knees are squeezing together. As you exhale, take your hands to center. You can hold here, or again, we're gonna start to find that fold, just moving slow, keeping the thighs, the knees working hard. Long spine as you find your fold. And again, you don't have to go as deep as you did on the other side. Just noticing the difference in the legs. One more breath. And slowly lifting back up. Press through that right foot or left foot. The right knee's gonna lift up. Tipping forward here. Reaching for the ground, stepping that right foot back. Once they touch down, plank curl, left knee to the nose, point that left toe back, holding 3, 2, on 1. Gently moving into wild thing, so slowly turning onto the edge of the right foot to step the left toes behind you. Once they touch down, gently lift through the chest, lift that left arm, push through the edge of the right foot through that right hand as well. One more breath, and as you exhale, we'll transition to step that left foot back to the front. So use the support of your left hand if you need to. Otherwise, take your knee to your nose, flex your ankle, look where you want to step, and maybe the foot will just go there. And from here, just heel toe that foot out so the hands are on the inside, and gently drop the right knee down. And we're back in our lizard lunge, just taking a moment here, getting deeper into the hip flexors, into that left hamstring, into the top of the right hip flexor. And again, you can grab that block, go a little deeper. Any variation you did on the other side. Just moving slowly here into your shape. And remember, it doesn't have to be the exact same way you did it on the other side. And just noticing that difference in the body and acknowledging it and honoring it. Slow down your breath in this moment. And again, anything that's touching the mat is helping you find that lift, that uplifting feeling, and such a grounding posture. We'll hold for one more breath. And slowly release, tuck the left knee in, heel toe that left foot under the belly, step the right foot to meet the left. We're gonna go back into that tiptoe shape. So lifting up onto the tippy toes, hands to the chest. Now we're gonna try and come up to stand on our tippy toes. So again, find that feeling of feeling like you're gonna stand up from this shape. We'll reach the hands forward first, and then counterbalance our weight by leaning forward and reaching the hands back, lifting the hips up into a half fold. Maybe you're still on the tippy toes as you sweep the arms forward to lift up through the chest, reaching the arms upward on our tippy toes for 3, 2, on 1, exhale, forward fold, hands through center, heels come down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, hands touch down, step or jump back. You can step right back into your down dog or exhale for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. And when we get to downward dog, you can hold your downward dog, or you can take a short little break in child's pose, grab some water if you need. And just slow it down, give your wrists a little moment. Find your breath, wherever you are. Big breath in, big breath out. When you're ready, I'll meet you back up in your downward dog. Take your time. And in our down dog, big breath in And big breath out. From here, the right leg will lift up and back, and as you exhale, step that foot between your palms. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Moving into our warrior three again, so pushing forward, take your time with it to lift that left leg up. Now we're gonna do some funky warrior three arms. That right hand is gonna keep reaching back, and the left hand is gonna reach above the head. So just challenging our balance in our warrior three. Now remember those crisscross legs, we're gonna do them again, but this time the foot's gonna go behind. So that foot that's up in the air as you lift up is gonna cross behind the right leg, and maybe the edges of the feet touch again. Inhale to lengthen that left side, and as you exhale, side stretch. So just taking that left arm up and over to the right. Back up, neutralize. Left arm still reaching up. We're gonna release that foot, so lift up the toes. And as you tip forward, you might go back into that funky warrior three, just for one breath, and then we're coming back up to stand. Bend the knee in. Now, options for you here are to go right hand to left knee as you reach the left hand back, or if you'd like to go into your full variation, your full extended hand to foot, right hand to the edge of the left foot. Now, you can hold here if you're working on it, or slowly inch that foot out. You stop where you need to. It doesn't have to be in full extension. Wherever you are, whether you're holding the knee or the foot, it should feel like you can release it and keep that shape so that leg is really strong. And it's gonna help with this next transition into our twisted lunge. So one more breath in, and on your exhale, release that foot. Imagine you're going back into that funky warrior three. So left hand forward, left foot back, bending into the right knee. The left hand and the left foot are gonna touch down gently on the mat. And when they do, the right arm will sweep up into our twisted lunge just for one breath. Now from here, you can stay in your twist, or maybe we go into an optional side plank. You can turn onto the edges of both feet and hold there. You can go for your full side plank, or maybe you grab that right knee and take it up into an opening shape. Holding for 3, 2, on 1. Step that right foot back to the front of the mat. We're gonna go into a wide fold. So pivot the back heel down, kind of like warrior two. Walk your hands to the left side of the mat, and the right toes will turn in. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. We'll just hang out here for a moment. You can walk your hands a little further back, or hold opposite elbows, or interlace your hands behind your back. Maybe rock from side to side. And there's a slight bend or a deep bend in the knees, just finding some release in the neck and the spine. Maybe you shake your head no, nod the head yes. Let's hold here for a couple more breaths. And slowly starting to lift up, release your hands back down. We'll lift up halfway just to let that blood circulate back up towards the head. And then looking forward to the front of the mat, walk your hands to the front, turn the toes forward, hands shoulder width. Now you can just step back into your downward dog. You can flow through regular, or go for three-legged chaturanga. Extend that right leg back and flow it through. Follow your breath until you're back into your downward dog. And then when we get there, we're just gonna go right into that opposite side. So left leg lifts up and back as you inhale. Exhale, stepping forward between the palms. High lunge, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, runner's lunge. Inhale, warrior three. I don't wanna bop my head into the ceiling, so I'll step back. Right leg lifting up high, and we're gonna go into that funky warrior three. So find your balance, and when you're ready, right arm reaches forward, left hand back. Going into those crisscross legs. So as you come up, that right leg will go behind the left, flex your ankle so you can step it to the outside of the left foot. Once you're there, inhale, lengthen the right side. Exhale, side stretch over to the left side. So taking that right arm all the way over to the left, and back up through center as you inhale. Moving back into that warrior three, so loosen up the toes by lifting them, and maybe it'll release that foot. As you tip forward, try and hit that full funky warrior three before you come up to stand. Bend the right knee, and right hand reaching behind you. Left hand either for the knee or for the edge of the foot, and again, you can just inch that foot out slowly. It doesn't have to be the full extension. Lock your eyes on that focal point. And if you're working on the full extension, I'd rather the standing leg be straight than this right extended leg. So feel free to bend that in just to keep that standing leg really straight. Now that right leg is so strong, we're not relying on that bind, so when we let go, we can transition back into that funky warrior 3 and slowly bend into the left knee, reaching for the mat with the right hand, right foot. Into our twisted lunge, left hand sweeps up as you inhale. Option to hold here, or if you did that side plank with me on the other side, we'll slowly move into it here. So again, you can go on the edges of both feet, you can go for a regular side plank, or maybe you catch that left knee and open up, very similar to that malasana shape. Just working that left inner thigh, one more breath, and as you exhale, step it forward, walk the hands to the right, pivot the back heel down, turn the left toes in. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, find your wide fold. So again, any arm variation, but if you want to keep moving, maybe you lunge into one knee, extend out the left leg, and then move on over to that opposite side. Just working the inner thighs a little deeper, strengthening through that thigh, that leg that's lunging. We won't be here as long this time, so just slowly pausing once you're done, lunging from side to side, and then lower your hands back down to release. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Just holding here, letting that blood circulate back up towards the head, and then looking forward. Walk your hands to the front, turn the toes forward. If you did that three-legged chaturanga with me on the other side, extend the left leg out and flow through. Find your way to your downward dog. Once we get to our down dog, big breath in, big breath out. So lifting up through the heels, bend the knees, step or jump lightly to the front of your mat. Lift up halfway as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold, and from here, we'll heel toe our feet about hip distance apart and find our chair pose. Bending through the knees, reach the arms up. From here, as you exhale, hands come back down, shoulder width apart. We're gonna work on a crow pose. So from here, lift up onto your tippy toes. We've done a lot of that by now. Knees to the back of your triceps. So really find those chaturanga arms as you tip forward. Press through the tops of the fingers like they're turning white and gaze forward. You don't have to lift up the feet today. Maybe you go one at a time, bring it back down. And maybe that right toe points up and lifts towards the glute, and that left foot lifts towards the glute. Now, the more you press through your fingertips like they're turning white, the more your weight comes back down towards your feet. You can even just work on that. Tipping forward, you don't have to lift up. Press through your fingertips, you'll take your weight back, and that's a great way to break that fear. If it's in your practice, you can jump back into your chaturanga, otherwise just step back. You can flow through one last time or find your way right back into your downward dog. Let's find our breath. Big breath in, big breath out. From here, we're gonna step or jump the feet to the outside of the hands in our malasana. So think about lifting the hips high. If you're jumping forward, we're just kind of using it as a transition to come to a seat. So you can reach forward and gently sit the hips down, or you can roll over to the side and bring your seat down. Once you're there, feet in front of you, knees are bent. Leaning back, hands behind you, will flex the right ankle and take that ankle to the top of the left knee. Finding our figure 4 shape here. And then if this just isn't enough for you, you can just walk the hands in a little closer, shimmy the hips forward, and then walk the hands in again, taking the shape deeper. Now you're welcome to stay here, or if you want to go even deeper, we're going to use our left elbow crease to hook the edge of the right foot, our right elbow crease to hook the knee. If you can't bind your hands together, that's okay. Just ball up your fists and try and bring them together just to keep that connection strong. And again, you can hold right here. If you want to take it further, you'll extend the left leg out in front of you. And we'll just cradle that foot, maybe from side to side. One more breath. And then from here, we're gonna take that right foot, place it outside of that left extended leg. So extend your leg out if you haven't already. Right fingertips behind you, left arm sweeps up as you inhale, and as you exhale, we'll take that elbow to the outside of the right knee. Maybe you gaze over the right shoulder in the twist. One more breath. And that left hand is gonna reach for the edge of the right foot. Once you're there, wiggle those right fingertips back to lean your weight back, kind of into a boat shape, and that right leg will lift up and extend. Again, it doesn't have to be super straight, it can be bent in. From here, you can stay or you can slide that left foot in, go for your half boat or your scissor leg boat. And if you wanna challenge your balance more, we'll reach the right hand up. Holding here for 3, 2, now on 1, those legs are so strong, we're not relying on that bind, that when you let go, you can just bring the feet back down, neutralize, hands touch down, left ankle flexes to the top of the right knee. And the wider and further apart your hands are from the hips, the less tension you'll feel maybe. It'll release a little further, and then you can walk your hands in to deepen that stretch. Keeping that left ankle flexed as it presses against the right thigh. And then again, if you're feeling good, we can go for our fire log shape. So the edge of that left foot in the right elbow crease, knee in the left elbow crease. You can bind your hands together and maybe release that right leg forward and just cradling that entire left shin, rocking it from side to side. And slowly, we'll take that left foot to the outside of that right extended leg. Left fingertips behind you, right arm sweeps up as you inhale. As you exhale, elbow to the outside of the left knee. So we're finding our twist again. Long spine, belly engaged. And then that right hand will reach for the edge of the left foot, and as you lean back, that leg extends. Tiptoe your left fingertips back. You can stay right here. Go for your half boat with that right leg or your scissor leg extension, and maybe you reach the left hand up in either variation. Holding for 3, 2, on 1. The legs are so strong that we can release right into our half boat. Hands are reaching forward. You can also hold on to the backs of your knees. Keep breathing for 3, long spine. Lift the chest for 2. On 1, we widen as slowly as we can. Low back touches down first, mid back, and upper back. And just let go of your body onto the mat. When you're ready, hug the knees in, curl up into a little ball, rock from side to side, and just massage out the back, the spine, the glutes. And then we'll go into a nice twist here. So holding onto the right knee, extend the left leg out and down. With your left hand on the right knee, as you exhale next, we'll take that knee over to the left side. Maybe you rest it on a block if that feels good, and you can extend your right arm out and gaze over to the right. Relaxing through the shoulders, even if they don't touch the mat, just noticing those tense points and trying to relax them down. And just slowing down your breath. One more breath here. And release. Hug both knees back in. Give yourself a hug, and then we'll hold on to that left knee, extend the right leg out and down. Right hand to the left knee, and then as you exhale, just guide that knee over to the right side. Maybe it touches down on the mat or on your block, and extend your left arm out and gaze over to the left. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Letting go of the practice with every breath. Just feeling that nice last twist on the left side of the body. That right side melting down into the ground for one more breath. And slowly hug your knees back in towards your chest. We'll go into a final pose. It'll be our happy baby, hands to the edges of the feet. You can stay there or lift the soles of the feet up so they're parallel to the ceiling, and you can rock from side to side, massage out the back one last time. You can even work on extending one leg, bringing it back in, and then extending the other. Any final movements that might feel good for you or you feel like we missed in our practice, you're welcome to do. One final breath, big breath in, big breath out. And slowly releasing your shape, lower the feet down and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then we'll just go right into our Savasana. Knees can stay together, feet wide, or you can continue with some hip opening, feet together, knees wide, or just fully extend out into your favorite shape of stillness to rest in. And then close your eyes once you're there. Try and find that same facial relaxation we started out our class in. Relaxing the jaw, allowing the tongue to float. This is where our body feels the benefits of the practice as your body takes this moment of rest. And you're welcome to stay in that Savasana for as long as you'd like to. We'll close with one final breath. Just exhaling all of the air out first. Take a big breath in, fill your belly, chest, lungs, and rib cage. Hold it all in. And exhale, release. Thanks so much for allowing me to guide your practice. I hope you found some love and some light on the mat. Hope to see you again next time. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me again, yogis. If you have any comments or questions, you can always leave a comment down below. I'm open to any suggestions. Give this video a like if you enjoyed the flow, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also find me on Instagram. It's Asana Vanessa over there, so go on and check my page out. Thanks so much for flowing with me again. I hope to see you next time. Bye.